And this is the Nintendo Switch Lite, which I got during lockdown, back when Animal Crossing New Horizon came out. And there was that massive shortage of full-size Nintendo Switches. So in this video, we're going to be revisiting the Nintendo Switch Lite and seeing whether or not it's worth picking one up in 2023. And as always, if you do enjoy this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We've nearly hit the goal, and my dog wants you to subscribe. Let's get on with the video. And my dog's decided to join us. He's just sat there on the bed. Just going to focus.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
So the Nintendo Switch Lite was released back in September of 2019 as a more portable handheld only Nintendo Switch. So this was the cheaper Nintendo Switch that you were unable to dock. And although it had compromises, it could play pretty much all of the games the full-size Switch could play. So we're going to start off by going over the specs and design of this Nintendo Switch Lite. We're then going to cover how it's held up over the last 3 years of use, and I'm going to give my recommendations on whether or not you should pick up one of these switches. So yeah, let's get on with it. So design-wise, the Switch Lite is constructed of plastic. It doesn't have any detachable Joy-Cons. It's all one single unit. And the Switch Lite is a very light device, no pun intended. It comes in about 225 grams, so it is very light and portable. The screen in the middle of the Switch Lite is a 5.5-inch LCD panel that comes in at 720p. The overall quality of the screen is okay. The pixel density is pretty average, and it is a fairly average quality LCD panel, so the colors do look slightly washed out and the blacks aren't inky black like an OLED. So if you were to compare the screen to a modern day phone, the phone would obviously win. But it does get by and it is okay for playing games on. And just to be clear, there isn't any fancy high refresh rate on this screen. It is only a 60 Hz panel, but most games will only run at 30 frames per second on this console. Processor wise, this Switch Lite is powered by a custom NVIDIA Tegra chip. This Switch Lite comes with a 3,570 mAh battery, which is good for powering the Switch for around 3 to 7 hours of playtime. And the battery can be charged using a USB-C port on the bottom of the device. And you can also plug in headphones with a 3.5mm headphone jack at the top. When this device first came out, I believe you couldn't pair it with Bluetooth headphones, but I think since then there's been a software update so you can actually pair it with Bluetooth headphones. So now having a look at the design of the Nintendo Switch Lite, as you can see there is a D-pad on the left hand side with a joystick, and there's another joystick on the right hand side with some more buttons, and there's also a home button. Then on the top of the device there is a vent for the fan, and as you can see the 3.5mm headphone jack. Then there is a little slot for the game cartridge. Then there is the bumpers and the triggers. Then on the left hand side there is the volume rockers and the power button, and then some more bumpers and the triggers. On the bottom it's a little bit more boring. We've got the USB-C port and then stereo speakers either side. And then over here we have a slot for a micro SD expansion card, because this console only comes with 32 gigabytes of inbuilt storage. So if you decide to pick up this Switch Lite, you have the choice of 5 different colors. There is this yellow one, gray, a blue, a more of a teal color, and a salmon pink. And price-wise, if you do want to pick up one of these Switch Lites, they haven't really dropped in price like a lot of Nintendo products. They are $199 to pick up brand new. On the used market, I've seen these for around £140, £150, depending on the condition. And do bear in mind, you will be paying quite a lot for the games for this console, because Nintendo games don't tend to be on discount. Because this Switch doesn't come with detachable Joy-Cons and you can't connect it to a TV, it's probably less good for those more social games where you want to play split screen with someone else. And I would say this Switch Lite is better for those single player games and online multiplayer games rather than those social split screen games. An example of a game that is quite good on this Switch Lite is Animal Crossing New Horizon, which you can play single player on. Monster Hunter Rise is another game that's been very good on this console, along with Stardew Valley. And when using this Switch, I've never found the size of the screen to be an issue, even though it is smaller than the full-size Switch and the Switch OLED. I was someone who grew up playing on a PSP, which had an even smaller screen than this, so this is actually quite big compared to a PlayStation Portable. So the question is, do I recommend picking up one of these Switch Lites in 2023? And that's actually quite a hard question to answer. So as I've said, price-wise, if you wanted to pick one of these up brand new, it would cost you about $199. Whereas you can pick up a full-size Switch for £270, so only £70 more, and then the OLED is another like £50 on top of that, so just over £300 for a Switch OLED. So it is quite an individual choice. If you want the ultimate Switch experience, probably go with the OLED, because that will have the best screen in portable mode and you'll also be able to dock the console. But I don't believe this Switch Lite is there to replace the OLED Switch. It is a cheaper, more portable console that's for someone that is just looking to play the Switch handheld, and someone who's looking for a more portable version of the Switch that they can just shove in their pocket or take to work or whatever people do with Switches. I have no idea. And one good thing about this console is it hasn't actually experienced any joystick drift, and I have heard that these are more durable in terms of being resistant to joystick drift than the full-size Switch, which is a good thing. So yeah, it is just a more portable version of the full-size Switch, so it's kind of up to you whether or not you're going to be docking your Switch or not. I do wish that I did go with the full-size Switch over this, but when I did buy this there was a massive shortage of full-size Switches, so I ended up having to go with one of these. So that'll round up for this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see everyone in my next video.